Hey there, this is Brian with RV Fridge Guys. We are going to talk a little bit today about ventilation and how important it is because we're coming into the summer season, which means your refrigerator is probably going to stop working, or at least it's not going to work as well as it did last time you had it on in fall. You know, if temperatures are mild, if it's really cool out, then your refrigerator is probably going to run perfectly. But if things get hot outside, that's when your ventilation behind the refrigerator becomes really, really important. And the most important thing to really understand is just the basic concept of how this cooling system operates. So I'm just going to briefly explain that because I think if you understand it, then you'll very clearly know why your refrigerator isn't working or why your freezer is and refrigerator isn't. There's only two things that are really important for your cooling unit to operate. One is that you're providing enough heat to the cooling system to boil ammonia. Doesn't matter what you're running it on, if you're running it on AC or if you're running it on propane, all you're doing is providing enough heat in that bottom boiler area to boil ammonia. Then what happens is the vapors rise up the flue, they get up to the condensating fins, and that's where all the cooling starts. So this is why your venting is important. It's the difference in temperature from the air that's passing those fins up at the very top and the temperature of the ammonia condensate or the ammonia vapors that are in that area. That's what is creating the condensation. If the temperature difference isn't very great, then you're not going to have as much condensation as you would if it's really cool air that the hot ammonia vapors um, are interacting with. That's how we know how the condensation is created, and then it's just gravity that the ammonia is flowing down your cooling unit, starting in the freezer section first, where it's the coldest, and then working its way down the refrigerator. In extreme temperatures, if it's really hot or if your venting is just really not well done, what'll happen is your freezer will work great, but your refrigerator won't. And that's because you're not getting enough ammonia to flow down the entire system. So it's a simple fix. One, you need to make sure that the air that's rising up that back cooling unit area is being forced across your condenser fins up at the very top. That's number one. Just make sure that it's baffled to the point where it's meeting the Norcold requirements. We have a blog that kind of breaks that all down. You want less than an inch or close to that from the back wall of your coach to those fins so that the air that's rising is forced across the fins. That's number one. Second is that regardless of whether or not you have a double sidewall vent or one side at the bottom and then a roof vent, you need to have the air being forced out of your upper vent or at least directed out of your upper vent. Doesn't matter necessarily, on smaller units if you have a fan. Fans will help. Anything that improves airflow back there will help, but it might not be necessary. You really need to just focus on the fact that you need a chimney effect. You need the hot air that's rising to be directed out of your upper vent. And if it is, and if you don't have any sharp corners where air is going to circulate, um, then it should cool properly. Now, having said that, we're not talking about extreme temperatures. If you're boondocking in 100 plus temps or 90, 95 degrees, then you need to take additional precautions as well, right? You want to make sure that that side of the coach is in the shade. Just think about how this cooling system operates and be aware of that for where you're camping, where you're traveling. If you're in extreme temperatures, you're going to be in extreme temperatures, you might want to install additional cooling unit fans. It's never going to hurt anything. Yeah, it might draw a little bit more power, but we're talking about a small amount of power. You might as well install an additional two cooling unit fans. The Valterra ones are the ones that we like to push because they have a thermostat and a rocker switch built in. Meaning, if you want to just flip the switch and have those fans running all the time, you can do that. If your thermostat fails, you can still turn it on, have them running. The Norcold ones do not have a rocker switch, so we push Valterra. It's a great brand. They're pretty bulletproof, and installation's really easy. They don't draw a ton of power, and it'll get your refrigerator working um, in a way you're going to be happy with. Okay. If you have any more questions about how the cooling system operates, or if you have any issues with your ventilation this summer and you need some advice, you can schedule tech support with us. But I recommend taking a look at the tech articles first because we break it all down for free. The cooling system is very simple. Whether it's Norcold, Dometic, it does not matter. If you have a gas absorption system, it's not running on DC, you don't have a compressor, a gas absorption system, It's gravity, heat, and venting. So I hope this video has not only saved you a little bit of money, but it's also gotten your refrigerator working. And all we ask is that you like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, come to us if you ever need a part. You know, this industry does underserve RVers, you know, in a way that we're trying to help out with. So, you know, there's no reason you should be paying $250 an hour for a tech to go through your ventilation, to, you know, make sure that there's good airflow. Some of these things to get your systems working optimally are really, really basic. You're an RVer, you're savvy, you can do this stuff. We'll see you at rvfridgeguys.com.